What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is UnrealStudioEnt Network, and I'm joined today by my best friend
TKDB
TK.
Dog.
And today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. Of course, we spoke about our most embarrassing moments. Now, I think we're going to be talking about our most heartbreaking moments, ranging from when we were little kids till now. Which one was the biggest one? Of course, a lot of us have different ones. It doesn't necessarily have to be with a girl. But do you want to start this off, or do you want me to go? Because I have one moment in time.
Take the lead.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure you know this. Now, I'm gonna tell this story before Justin tells his story. Now, I think I know what Justin's heartbreaking moment is. I'm not entirely sure. I'm stuck between two of them, but mine, for instance, Justin already knows. A couple of years, well, way more than a couple of years ago, I was in high school and I was in math class. And to make a long story short, I was sitting in math class and it was just a regular average day. It was just fucking like another math class, sort of saying. I was incredibly bored. I wasn't learning shit. I didn't want to learn shit. And here comes this girl walking through the door for the first time. And the moment I laid eyes on her, I was like, wow, like this girl looks absolutely like she was probably the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen in my life.
But why you gotta talk about my sister like that for, huh?
Sorry, man.
Fucking
I'm just
bastard.
saying I could have been the main.
Nah, nah, nah.
But yeah, I mean, like she doesn't look the same now than she used to. But her name was Alyssa, and I remember when she walked in, I was like, what the fuck? Oh
Holy.
yeah, you probably know about this story, or you probably don't, because I have a lot more to say. But she walked in, and ironically enough, there was a seat right in front of me, and there was a seat, a couple of tables away. But I was just hoping and praying to the good Lord above that this girl sat in front of me. And what happened? She actually sat in front of me. So me being like this fucking guy, I was telling myself in the back of my head, I was like, okay, this can go one of two ways. I can either try and make this work, or I can just sit back and be a bitch. I mean, either way, what's the worst that can happen? She's gonna walk away from my life, right? So what I did, the first thing I did, so the first thing I did
Wait.
was
You just said you're gonna walk away for your life either way?
yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go on ahead and try. So I remember I said
Okay.
to her, we started talking about math, all that kind of bullshit. Me being a goofball, so I started making her laugh, and it worked. Couple years later, we're starting to get to know each other more. We're starting to graduate and whatnot. I really took a liking upon this girl because I got to know her, like her personality and whatever. Like aside from the physical attraction, like she was beautiful, but like she was a real good person. Um,
Am I
she
beautiful?
had a boyfriend at the time named Albert, and I didn't know about this, but she was with Albert for 4 years. Meanwhile, behind Albert's back, she was seeing another kid named Joel, and Joel used to live in Florida. So after high school, whatever,
Oh shit! Shots fired! Shots
so
fired!
so after
Cheater!
after after high school was over, she broke up with Albert and got with this kid Joel. And I was still talking to her on a friendly basis or whatnot. So just recently in 2014, things went to hell with her and Joelle, so she finally recontacted with me, so we started talking or whatever. And I was like, for years I've been liking this girl, but I never said anything. So I finally, manned up and I told her everything how I felt. And she was real lenient. I met her mom and whatever. It was a real good experience. Then all
Nice.
of a sudden she just stopped talking to me, and I didn't understand why. Sometimes the old, saying of good guys always finish last is true, because myself and Justin know that firsthand. And that's why to a degree I wouldn't say we changed for the worse, but we kind of like grew out of that nice guy field in a sense, because after she stopped talking to me, she got back with Joelle, even though he cheated on her and fucked a bunch of girls on her bed in her house, which is really disrespectful. She still decided to take a person like that back. And lo and behold, months later, I was like, you know what? How you're a fucking scumbag. I was telling her how I really felt deep inside for like just cutting me off, and then she told me that she was pregnant, and I was like, wow, like that kind of speaks a lot for a girl like that, because girls love to point the finger at guys and say that guys are wrong, but they never ever often want to like take the blame for themselves in causing that guy to do certain things, because they know that sometimes they're the reason why guys do what they do. And it was really really heartbreaking for me, because like, number one, this kid Joel is he's a hood rat. He's not really anything. Yeah, he has a good job, but aside from that, he's a real ugly kid. He looks like a fucking skinned possum, and he did all sorts of
Shit.
things to her. Like he cheated on her. He like verbally assaulted her. Like, and she's much bigger than him. No pun intended. This kid looks like a fucking fifth grader. And sometimes girls, they like that or whatever. But that was a real heartbreaking moment for
Hold
me,
on.
because
Wait, bro. So are we gonna have to put him in a coffin?
oh man, I wish I can put both of them in the coffin. But now she has a baby, and you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Good for her. One day she's gonna realize that she fucked up big time. But That's my little story. So what about you? Like, what is that one heartbreaking moment for you where you were just like devastated?
Oh
Because
man.
like I really I was infatuated with Alyssa. Like I fucking loved everything about the girl, and for her to do that to me, it broke me in every sense. And you know that. Like it took me a while to get over that. And every time I drive around, the lower side of Brooklyn, I always think about going to her house, and that really I don't know why that crosses my mind because I don't want to think about that anymore. But every time I'm in like Bayside or I'm in the lower sections of Brooklyn, I always think about like driving to her house or going to her house when she was sick, when she needed it, when I was helping her with everything with
Well,
money, whatever.
because that. Well, let's just say something about you, man. I mean, you're definitely a con a very considerate person. You're like me. You definitely you want to put the one that you talk with or the one that you want to invest your time with.
No, like I really
You
put out
want
a
to.
lot for this girl. So like, all right, for you, like, what was that one moment for you?
Oh, was when I was with Steph, man. For those of you who don't know, Stephanie was a girl that I was with for about 2.5 years. Nevertheless, she ended up having the last say. And the last say, I mean, she ended up walking out for whatever reason. There must have been a bunch of reasons. Me personally, I'm not no angel neither, but I was always the one to put myself second. Nevertheless, I was never, I fucked up a bunch of times, and then I mean that, what I'm saying? I mean, I made the mistake of doing certain things I wasn't supposed to. Not gonna get too deep into that, but she ended up having the best say. And what I kind of found that awkward was, when I didn't like about certain things, or if I didn't like the way something was going, or how the situation was, I wanted to talk about it. She couldn't even give me the time of day. Me personally, I'm not the type to ask for too much. I don't ask for anything. I just ask for, just keep the communication up, and whenever you have a free time, let's spend some quality time together. I mean, like what guy doesn't want to spend time with his girl, And I'm not talking about, like me groping all over you. Nah, like let's enjoy each other's company. Like let's get to know each other more. Let's go out to eat. Let's go play fight. Let's go do some dumb shit. Whatever the case may is. But I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with anyone else. Um, so she ended up having the last say, and it actually took me like almost 9 months to get over her. And like the first few months, it was devastating. I would cry every night. You know what I'm saying? I would just think of ways to try to get it back, but I did try to get it back more or less. Because I think that I'm not one to give up easy. I don't think love should be easy, but me, I loved blindly. I didn't love smartly. So for anyone who's listening, and I'm going to tell Alex this too. There's two different kinds of love. I think there's the first love where you love blindly, where you're like so into the person, but you don't realize the small things that are going on wrong. Me, I totally misjudged that, and I was like, "Fuck," you know what I'm saying? Like maybe she's busy, she's doing this, she's doing that. You know what I'm saying? But but there was a lot of things that was wrong in the relationship that I wanted to fix and make it better, but she couldn't give me the time of day. She couldn't understand where I was coming from, and she was really stubborn and hard headed. So we wasn't on the same page mentally. Um,
Yep.
Emotionally, I was way stronger. I'm not trying to doubt her or trying to, put her down in any way because she did make me a better person. But I'm kind of glad she walked out. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'll tell you from like 9 months ago, I'm way stronger mentally and emotionally, and I think, no one should settle for anything less than what you're worth. Because I think if you do, then you're gonna be unhappy, and there's just gonna be a lot of disagreements and disputes, and it's not really worth it. Sorry, I'm a little sick. You
So
know,
what made that the most heartbreaking moment for you then?
because that was a girl that I was madly in love with. Even though now I realize like what went on and stuff like that, and I'm a better person, but it's heartbreaking to see how one moment like you have someone who claims they love you and then who's willing to do anything, but they can't even now they can't even show it or make the time of day for you. Nevertheless, they're real quick to walk out, and unfortunately, she told me like that she was talking to someone else. That broke my heart. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You know what I'm saying? I was just upset, but that must have been the most heartbreaking moment. And sadly enough, it had to be with the one that I was with for 2 years. It's sad how someone could just ride or die for you, and then quick enough, they just don't want nothing to do with you, and they just stop trying, they stop putting in effort, and it's really upsetting because then you start to question yourself, wow, like was any of this real? How one day how you're my lover, and the next minute you just walk out and we're total strangers. You don't want nothing to do with me.
So
That has
so
obviously been the worst part of my life.
So comparing the two stories, being unbiased, which one do you think is worse? Stephanie walking out on you for intentional purposes, or Alyssa going behind my back and having a baby with the guy that was pretty much belittling her?
Well, I can only speak for myself, so I think my story is kind of more heartbreaking just because that I
You were
spent
with her.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you invest so much time in someone. I'm not trying to say your story is worse than mine because obviously I've been through my story and you've been through your story, so you probably say, wow, you know what, like I invested my time, like the we weren't official, but but we had some sort of connection, and you guys were trying to build on something, and then later on,
You
you
know what the
found out
worst
like
part
she
was
stopped
the
you
fact
because
that
she's
the
what?
worst part was the fact that her mom and like her family like totally approved of me, and like her mom was like, like I remember one time in the kitchen like she was telling stories about like Alyssa like when she was in kindergarten and stuff and all that kind of stuff, and like we're all laughing having a good time, and I started telling my stories and she was like, wow, like this guy is like really like dreamy and stuff, like like not to sound cocky or nothing, but that's just the way it is, and she was like, oh yeah yeah yeah,
Yeah,
but the fact that she told me more about Joel. It's the fact that she knew him ever since they were kids pretty much. Like they grew up together, and sometimes that can overpower everything else, no matter how much you try to build on something. Like if you know somebody for
yeah,
so
pretty
long as
much.
a kid, that pretty much like overpowers everything. So and I remember the stories with Stephanie, like that's just pretty bad, but
Yeah,
um
but listen, guys, for anyone that's watching this, don't settle for anything less than what you're worth. Me and Alex, we've been through some shitty relationships, shitty past, shitty life moments, and we, if it's one thing, and I'm just gonna speak for myself on this one, bro. If it's one thing that I learned, if you're gonna invest your time in someone, do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for beauty. Don't fall because out of their physical attributes or their appearance or their apparel. Fall for them because you see like that they can benefit you and they can
oh
make you
no no no,
sane, not insane.
I totally disagree with that as well. I don't think you should fall for physically anything or characterize like because like I learned this the hard way.
Wait,
If
are
you
you agree with me or are you
no,
disagreeing
no,
with
no,
me?
I disagree because like no matter like you're saying, oh, fall for like pretty much personality, but don't fall for personality either because people are very, very fucking deceptive. Like
Oh yeah.
I've met so many girls where they were beautiful and their personality was more beautiful, but you know what? Somehow, some way, they still fucking want to live in that realm of like, oh, I don't want to settle right now because I'm too young or this, that, and the third. Like I just feel like go about your business and don't even like acknowledge anything until it comes to you because like if you go out there and you might pursue and find the right one potentially, and then they might end up doing what Stephanie did or what Alyssa did, and I wouldn't want to wish that upon anybody because like
Yeah,
honestly,
heartbreak is just one of the main reasons where you can really lose your mental state. And there's a lot of people that take it lightly. Like me and Alex, we take heartbreak lightly. Like we may cry at night, and then but there's other people that could commit suicide. And there's others that could really could take their emotional distress very unlikely, and it's very unhealthy if you don't know how to deal with it the right way.
right,
So the way I handle my situation, I think is very well. I didn't go out and start looking for fights. I didn't break anything. I might have broken a few trophies more or less, but that was before. The way Alex handled his situation, he handled it very politely. You know what I'm saying? He told her exactly how he felt, and it was just a conversation between him and Alyssa. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. But she missed out on a great dude. Stephanie made me the better man I am today. And I do agree with you. You know what I'm saying? When you say like someone can be beautiful on the inside and out, and you should definitely just work on yourself. But me personally, I say what, if you like someone, try to make it happen, but be smart about it. Don't go ahead and just love with only with your heart. You know what I'm
you're right.
saying? Just bring your brain with it too, so you can know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into.
Yeah,
That's the
let us
smart way
know.
to
Let us
life.
know what you guys think of some of your heartbreaking moments in the comment section below.
Yo,
And
dude. Yo, dude. Like, nevertheless, I think this is like the most compassionate video we've ever made, honestly.
Gary. Anyways, everybody,
Okay, what? Well,
let us know what
fuck
you
you.
guys think in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching once again. Stay tuned for more, and we'll be seeing you. All right, take it easy.
Yeah, guys, take care.